condemns participation of Rivers Solidar in NEC meeting. EFCC arrests businesswoman Achimogwu at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. On the foreign scene, Mark Carney's Liberal Party wins Canadian election. I'm Ipechuku Moyele with the news. A former chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Rivers State, Beatrice Itubo, has condemned the directive by the national body to its Rivers State affiliate to hold the May Day rally without fanfare. Speaking with correspondent Ekachimusu, Mrs. Itubo said the national body should have held their own May Day rally without fanfare in Abuja to drive home their point.
To me, it's wrong. The rule that put in place is so that in Abuja. So if National wants to even start, they should do it in a nationwide boycott so that they would drive the message better. What I would like that in Abuja, the president who instituted the state of emergency here will send representatives to where they are holding the matter and they will take salute. And so if they are now coming here to say you are depriving workers of the only day that they have to meet together, rub minds and interact, made it like a Christmas day to workers. So to me, it's an injustice to the workers of Rivers State. Besides, Labour will work with any government in power. We are not to dabble into politics.
A former governorship candidate in Rivers State said the best approach was to make their grievances known in the speech and not to cancel an elaborate May Day rally for civil servants in the state.
Boycotting, what is the message you are sending? You can also read an address and tell, look here, we are not comfortable with this state of emergency. This is what we feel, this is what we feel. The message has been sent. Sometimes even the ordinary workers may not even know the reason why this May Day is not even celebrated. So to me, it is an injustice done to workers. They should be able to put it across, send it across. So workers should be allowed to interact because as far as we are concerned, May Day is a day where workers relax, interact with one another. Some people have not met, but in the field there, them exchanging pleasantries. It's a way of coming alive. There's many other issues of workers that you present to government there in the field.
However, a Labour lawyer, Dr. Iman Wusu, said the directive of the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC to its Rivers State chapter to hold its Workers' Day without fanfare is in line with global best practice. Dr. Wusu, who is a senior lecturer in the Department of Commercial and Industrial Law, Faculty of Law, Rivers State, has this to say.
The situation in Rivers State is not that will allow Labour to normally exercise the freedom they were supposed to. They would have ordinarily been expected to do. Under normal circumstances, supposed to come and take salute from Labour. And Labour would not want the leadership in Rivers State, as it were, the military administrator, to come and receive that salute from. They won't want him to come and receive that salute from him. It is an abnormal situation in a normal situation.
Now, some civil servants in Rivers State expressed mixed views on the issue. They spoke with our correspondent on this.
There is no need to celebrate because if we celebrate, whom are we going to salute? Is it the sole administrator? What promise is he going to give us?
There's always a march past at the stadium. Sometimes the government will bring up some peanuts for us to enjoy ourselves. But this time, it's obvious that the state is not happy, including the civil servants. They're not happy. The governor has been very good with us, with civil servants, even pensioners. He was a civil servant, right? He knows the plight of the civil servants. Sole administrator is the military man, so we don't expect anything from him.
No matter what is happening in the state, we must observe May Day. It's our right. They should allow us to enjoy our Workers' Day.
Same no day now. Who got address us? Now the governor come. I mean that thing day like that.
I will be at home eating. I will not spend my time to go to stadium to salute any person.
Recall that the Nigeria Labour Congress NLC directed its Rivers State chapter to limit its Workers' Day celebration to its secretariat due to the imposition of emergency rule in the state. Moving on, a policy and communication expert, Dr. Austin Sado, said the Rivers State sole administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, is not qualified to attend the National Economic Council, that's NEC meeting. Recall that the sole administrator attended the NEC meeting last week, which is chaired by the Vice President and includes all state governors and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, as members. Speaking with our correspondent, Dr. Sado, a lecturer in the Department of Communications at the University of Port Harcourt, said the Constitution does not envisage the suspension of a governor under the guise of a state of emergency.
we have to be strictly guided by the Constitution. If he is not a governor, then he is not expected nor qualified to attend that meeting. And I should add that what I understand by the operation of our Constitution is that a state of emergency will only exist to allow the suspension of certain rules for the purpose of controlling law and order in the land, and does not include the suspension of an elected governor, which in my view amounts to a coup against the governor of that state.
However, Dr. Sado believes that the presence of the Rivers State Sole Administrator at the NEC meeting does not invalidate the decision made at the meeting.
It's possible that the governor of a state or a representative in the person of the deputy governor may not have been present in any meeting of that body, and that will not by any means invalidate the resolutions or the decisions of that body. For the purposes of development, we could just overlook the fact that he was there and imagine that his attendance amounted to a nullity and should not affect the outcome of what they have done.
In other news, an eyewitness says only one person survived the explosion that occurred over the weekend at number 7 Creek Road, Obosi, Omoko, in Obwebe-Mandoni local government area of Rivers State. The eyewitness told our correspondent that the survivor, who suffered serious burns, is currently receiving treatment in a hospital. She said the victims would have been rescued if help had arrived on time. She also said the explosion happened while one of the occupants was cooking noodles, but could not confirm whether the room was being used to store illegally refined petroleum product, as earlier reported.
A fire, nobody, no lady man. I didn't know. My children no day. No let me in the Mogago farm. Now they just they now around come out to go see them now. No, say people there or say they carry clean with water. Only that 2 people were there. They fit quench that place where that fire. That time, those get them for carry the fire come out. Like nobody. Before people come out, before people come, fire don't already burn them well.
Meanwhile, the spokesperson for the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Iringa-Koko, confirmed the incident to journalists, saying an investigation has already begun. In a related development, an environmental activist, Fineface Dumnamene, has blamed the recent oil spill in Korokoro community, Thai local government area, on poor maintenance and the abandonment of oil wells by oil companies. Now, speaking with our correspondent, Dumnamene said he is surprised that an oil spill happened around the site that underwent a cleanup exercise. He called for the decommissioning of the oil facilities.
The spill in Korokoro was very surprising because Korokoro Thai was one of the areas that the Ogoni cleanup project being undertaken by Hypre commenced first. And I've been to many of the sites where the cleanup is going on. And for new spill to occur, reintroducing hydrocarbon to the environment that are supposedly supposed to have been clean is worrisome. And I think it's not very good omen for the ongoing Ogoni cleanup project. Share and other companies need to do some maintenance and decommission those facilities as recommended by UNEP in the report. But their failure to do so is what is now contributing to the massive OSP still occurring when the cleanup is ongoing.
Mr. Dumnamene, who is also the Executive Director, Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, ruled out sabotage.
The facilities are obsolete. That is why they are now leaking and introducing hydrocarbon to the environment. So there is no incident of alleged sabotage or third-party interference, but this is as a result of equipment failure. Following over 32 years of clamping the oil wellhead, after over 30 years of operation in the area. So it means that they have to decommission these facilities so that we can have a better environment and the cleanup can sustain without the introduction of hydrocarbon into the environment.
The environmentalist asked Nostra to carry out a joint investigative visit to Korokoro community and make their findings public.
My call to Nostra is for them to carry out a joint investigation visit to Korokoro community in the local government area where OSP has been reported. And they should do so almost immediately and then make the reports of their findings public. They should also ensure that all the stakeholders accompany them there to ensure that we have a transparent process. Nostra should try to assert itself more because it is the Nigerian known agency that's comparable to the United States Environmental Protection Agency. So Nostra should try as much as possible to ensure that they are doing their jobs and they are living up to expectations and they are briefing Nigerians.
Coming up next, EFCC arrests businesswoman at Chimulgo. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The National Emergency Management Agency, Lagos Operations Office, and other stakeholders have received 203 vulnerable Nigerian returnees from Libya. In a statement shared on its official X handle on Tuesday, the agency said the returnees were received at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport Cargo Terminal in Lagos. It said after the mandatory profiling and biometric exercise, the returnees were moved to an internally displaced persons resettlement center for further reintegration program. And now a video recording of Nnamdi Kanu's interrogation by officials of the Department of State Services (DSS) has been played in court in his ongoing trial before a federal high court in Abuja. The statement Kanu made on October 15, 2015 has also been read. In the video, he admitted establishment of Radio Biafra and registration in London. Kanu also admitted not registering the radio station with NBC because there was no need for it. In his statement, he admitted fighting for emancipation of the people of Southeast, South, and parts of Benue and Kogi. And now operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have arrested businesswoman Aisha Achimugwu at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Achimugwu was arrested around 5 a.m. on Tuesday, shortly after her return from London. Her lawyer, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Chika Osulu Ojukwu, who confirmed her arrest, said Achimugwu, who arrived voluntarily into the country from London, was arrested by the EFCC around 5 a.m. on Tuesday. Achimugwu was declared wanted in March by the EFCC over allegations of criminal conspiracy and money laundering. In other news, Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Yakubu Mahmood, has urged the National Assembly to expedite action by amending sections of the Constitution and the Electoral Act 2010 as amended to make way for Nigerians living outside the country to participate in the electoral process and vote. The INEC chairman said this when members of the Senate Committee on Diaspora and non-governmental organizations led by its chairperson, Dr. Rose Oko, visited the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Now, he said Nigerians living abroad are citizens and should be allowed to vote as practiced globally. Now we move over to business. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria says the reduction in the price of petrol pushed the price of cooking gas down. In entertainment, some children of the Juju musician King Sunny Ade are currently at loggerheads over his well-being and whereabouts. A daughter of the singer and guitarist Damilola Esther took to social media to accuse her stepbrother Dayo of holding their father hostage and also booking him for events without honoring the engagements. However, in an interview, Dayo said their father was hale and hearty. He said he was not the father's official manager, but was only helping out his dad in that regard. And now in sports, DC United have been in contract talks for months with 32-year-old former Manchester United, Juventus and France midfielder Paul Pogba, who has not played for 20 months.
And now we're bringing news from around the world.
Now, Mark Carney's Liberal Party has won the Canadian election, a remarkable turnaround for the centre-left party. In his victory speech, Carney said he will never allow President Trump to break Canada so that America can own it. It, however, remains too close to call whether he will secure a majority in Parliament. If not, he will have to rely on other parties to govern.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Former Rivers Labour leader Beatrice Itubo has condemned plans to hold low-key May Day celebration in Rivers State. Expert Austin Sado said it is wrong for the Rivers Sole Administrator to participate in the National Economic Council meeting. EFCC has arrested businesswoman Aisha Achimugu at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. And on the foreign scene, Mark Carney's Labour Party has won Canadian election. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Mwanyele. Many thanks for listening.